Hello, and welcome to this presentation, The Art of Saying No, Setting Boundaries to Protect Your Energy and Time. We're here because saying no is not selfish and it's not cold, and it is necessary so that you can honor your energy to be the best version of you for yourself and for everyone else. My name is Dr. Tracy, and I'm the founder of the Heartwork Hub, where ambition meets alignment. I'm an educator, a digital entrepreneur, and a multi-passionate creative. I love to try new things. I have 4 Etsy stores, a few journals on Amazon, and I'm always learning new things. And I'm excited to build a community of like-minded women who are ambitious and want to pursue meaningful work for their lives and do amazing work that makes a difference, but I don't want you to sacrifice yourself in the process. I've been there, I've burned out, and I had to learn to make space for self-love, to make space for mindfulness, to make space for me so that I could go on to do even more amazing things for other people and to reach my big dreams and goals. And I want the same for you. For so many of us, especially high achieving women, we are conditioned to give and to give and to give. And that saying no to something is somehow rude or cold or is going to make us seem less agreeable or less approachable. Or that somehow our worth is tied to how much we can give to everyone else except for ourselves. So that mindset, though, comes at a cost. It comes at the cost of our health, our focus, and our joy. Some of the reasons we struggle to say no is the fear of disappointing somebody. We don't want to let someone down. We might do things out of guilt because we think we should, or we think saying no might feel selfish. Or we worry about damaging those relationships because people expect us to do things, especially if it's something that we've been doing and saying yes to for a long time and we suddenly put up a new boundary that wasn't there before. And if you're like me, a recovering people pleaser, yeah, you just want to make others feel comfortable and other people feel happy. And then sometimes you realize that's at the expense of your own joy and happiness. So, struggling to say no is really common, and it happens to many of us high achieving women. But it's something we have to work on practicing to overcome if we truly want to be free from those expectations. When you say yes to everything, you are unintentionally saying no to your peace, to your goals, and your well being. And here's the truth, your energy is your most valuable currency. How you operate and move throughout the world, people are going to see that. The more energetic you are, the more people are going to be magnetized and attracted to you. And they can't do that if you're burnt out or resentful for these commitments that you have to do or you feel like you should do because you already committed before you gave yourself a chance to say no or to practice saying no. And it can help you lose focus on your own goals. If you're always helping other people achieve their goals, what about you? What about your goals and the things that you want to achieve in your life? And when you do all that, you're not left with a lot of energy to chase the things you love. And so saying yes comes with a cost. It comes with the cost of these potential things and more. I want you to think about the power of no. What is no saying? It's telling your future self that I've got your back, that I'm thinking about you, that I'm thinking about the week from you now, the month from you now, the year from you now. And I know that if you say yes to this right now, you're going to resent it. You're going to be burnt out, or you're going to be doing it because you feel guilty because you've always done it before and that person expects you to be there and to show up. But it's one of the most compassionate things you can do for yourself and for the people around you if you start to harness the power of no. What does it do? It creates space for rest. And rest, I take it from a recovering workaholic that thought being productive meant that I was worthy and that rest was somehow a failing. But rest is necessary for the creative space to emerge. You need to take a step back. And resting can be as simple as going for a 5-minute walk, closing your eyes, doing a deep breathing exercise. It doesn't always have to be long periods. Yes, it can. And long periods of rest are also restorative and necessary. And so when you say no to these things that stack up, that feel like you should do, you start to protect your mental health. You start to align with your values and you start to trust yourself. Doing little exercises to check in with yourself and say, does this feel aligned? If I say yes right now, how do I feel in my body? Where do I feel it in my body? And if you feel any kind of resistance, maybe take a pause and think, do I really want to say yes to this right now? Now, if you're like me, you might struggle with saying no because you just don't know how. And that's something that I've been practicing over the years. And I actually have had people tell me that when I say no to something, they'll be like, wow, I wish I could say no too. And I really respect that you did that or how you did that. And how did you get to that point? And I had to explain that it came from resentment. It came from guilt. It came from burnout and not wanting to feel those things anymore and starting to think about alternate ways to say no without being rude, without being aggressive, and to say it from a place of love and to recognize that saying no is not always a no forever. Maybe it's just a no right now. And so, one of the best things you can do before you use one of these potential phrases is to stop and pause before agreeing to something. So, one thing I do now when people ask me to do something and I'm not quite sure how I want to respond, I give them the chance to wait for me. And I say, I'm really not sure right now. I'd love to think about it. Can you email me in a week? Can you email me in a day? Or can you get back to me? And then that puts it in the other person's court to kind of get back to me to follow up with that request or that need or whatever it is they'd like me to help with or do or be a part of. And then once they follow up, I've had some time to process and think about whether that fits into my current goals, my current values, my current schedules, and I'm able to give a better response. Here are 3 simple things you can say, and I want you just to notice. They're short, they're clear, they're kind. No long justifications, no over apologizing, just truth with love. And as a recovering people pleaser who wants to justify everything, not every person deserves to know your reason. Simply saying no is enough because it's protecting your energy and your time, and you are worthy of that. You do not have to explain your reasoning to every single person about why you make the choices that you make that are best for you. So, here are 3 potential simple answers. That sounds amazing, but my plate is full right now. That allows people to know you think what they're doing is great and exciting, but you just don't have the capacity to take something else on. I'm not available for that, but thank you for thinking of me. Appreciate gratitude. Always lead with gratitude. I love it when you can add the thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for reaching out. Unfortunately, it's not going to work this time. This doesn't align with my current priorities, so I'll have to pass. Now, that can at first sound like a little bit short, but think about the phrasing. It depends how you're communicating too. Are you communicating via text, via email, or verbally? Right? If we write things down, it can be misconstrued. So maybe this is something you can say out loud in a conversation with someone in a nice, kind-hearted way. This doesn't align with my current priorities at the moment, so I'll have to pass. And you can still wish them well and thank them again and kind of go on about your business. And if they don't need to know, they don't need to know. When you set boundaries, you're practicing self-leadership. You're teaching yourself and others that your time and energy are valuable. Can you think of anyone in your life who does this? What can you learn from this person? Because every time you say yes to something misaligned, you say no to your own peace. So boundaries will protect your energy, to allow you to be more productive, to reach that fulfillment in the things that you're trying to do. Now, one of the things that I like to do to take myself down into a relaxing and peaceful place is a light meditation. And I used to struggle with meditation because my brain would not stop and I would have active, anxious thoughts. And it's okay if any of those thoughts emerge, but I'd love for you to just try to be in the moment and do this guided meditation with me for some visualization of how you can take the time to practice the empowered no. Let's take a few minutes together to slow down and center ourselves. If it feels good for you, gently close your eyes or soften your gaze. Place both feet on the floor, hands resting comfortably in your lap. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose and exhale gently through your mouth. Feel your shoulders drop a little. Now imagine a soft golden circle of light forming around you. This is your energy field, your safe space. Inside it, you are supported, grounded, and fully aligned with your values. As you breathe slowly and deeply, bring to mind a situation where you often feel pressure to say yes. It could be at work, in your studies, with family, or among friends. See yourself in that moment. Feel your feet steady on the ground, your breath slow and steady, your heart calm. You know you have the right to protect your time and energy. Now imagine speaking from your truth. You look the other person in the eye with warmth and kindness and say a clearly loving no. It could sound like, "Thank you for thinking of me, but I can't commit to that right now." Or, "I appreciate you reaching out, but that doesn't align with my priorities at the moment, so I'll have to pass. I'd love to be considered in the future." Hear their response, whatever it is, and notice. You remain steady, grounded, clear. Feel the relief in your body. Your shoulders loosen. Your jaw relaxes. You have just honored your future self by saying no today. Now take a moment to notice what you've gained by protecting your boundary. Maybe it's time to rest. Maybe it's space for a project that lights you up. Maybe it's simply peace. Breathe that in deeply. And now repeat silently to yourself. I honor my capacity without guilt. I protect my energy with love and clarity. Saying no is saying yes to myself. When you're ready, take one more deep, cleansing breath in and exhale fully. Gently open your eyes and return to this space, bringing your calm confidence with you. Now that we've gently come back from our guided visualization, I'd love to invite you to take the next step. Join my email list to get your free Say No with Love scripts, 10 loving scripts, and space for you to write your own script and practice saying the empowered no with love. It also includes some affirmations. And in my community, we offer free journaling resources and soft accountability so that we can all reach our big dreams and our big goals without losing ourselves in the process. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys again.